Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode in our Grain to Glass series for Bottle ERP. In this session we're going to be talking about component management. My name is Imad Malik from Catalyst ERP. So we're going to cover various different topics in this session. We're going to talk about some item setup, some stock management, some purchasing, and then ultimately supply chain and how you can manage that itself. To start off with, we're looking at my dashboard. Your dashboard is your hub of information in Bottle ERP and NetSuite, where you'll have your key reminders, your KPIs, your swingometers, your list of information, etc., that you need to be kept apprised of. Each dashboard is unique to your role, your user, depending on what you want to see, what permissions you have will determine what dashboard you have. And each dashboard can be configured and customized as needed internally, externally as well, quite easily. Jumping straight in, we're going to look at some items that we've created in the system. So the items we're going to look at are lot numbered inventory items. So they're batch controlled items that we are purchasing in because they are lot numbered for the batch. Inventory items for things that we purchase because we don't produce them. At the top, we have some key information around the item, any categories that we have, any classifications, etc., that we might have as well. And then scrolling down, we have purchasing information around pricing, costings, etc. as well. Because this is a batched product, we are controlling the costing at a batch level. So every batch that you purchase, you consume, etc., has a unique cost to it, has unique attributes such as the PSY, the moisture level, that can then be tracked throughout the entire process, giving you a much more accurate final cost of your product that is then produced as well. If I keep scrolling down, we'll see information around reorder points, safety stock level, purchase lead times. NetSuite and Bottle ERP have the ability to do the entire supply chain and management as well around stock that should be coming in based on your demand, based on your forecast, based on lead times, etc. as well. In this case, we can also do it based off of reorder points, so preferred stock levels, reorder points, lead times, reorder multiples, etc. as well. If we keep going down, we'll see a list of locations. This is showing my high-level stock information against this product, against each individual location, and I can see that, click through to various pieces of information as always. If I want to see more information and more detail, I can go to the image detail, see my overarching quantity, my overarching stock broken down by the individual batches that I have. I can click through to those batches, see the transactions that I just linked to that batch as well if I need to. With Bottle ERP and NetSuite, you have the ability to click through on various different parameters in very different areas, allowing you to get that more in-depth information if you need to, without having to do reports, customization, etc. as well. So this is one example item that I had. We've got a second item called yeast, which is similar, same sort of setup, lot numbered inventory item. In this case, because it's yeast, we are using units of measure as well to manage our component, where we're saying we're buying and potentially stocking in generally bags, but when we consume it in kilograms so that we can denote the difference between how many bags we've used to how many kilograms were used in those bags as well as part of the spirit production process. As well as additional information have been set up for this product around barcoding that can then be used later down the line to print off barcodes with our barcode printing solution as well. But the rest of the information is all very similar around purchasing costs, stock level, sales pricing, related transactions, etc. as well. This information can then be used on a purchase order to buy in product, manually generated or through the reorder point and MRP engine, which we'll talk about shortly. But each purchase order is unique in its own right, where you are setting a vendor, the currency or company that you're working with. So this is internal, as NetSuite and Bottle ERP are a multi-currency, multi-subsidiary system. I'm then defining the item or items that I'm purchasing, the quantities that I'm purchasing in, the units that I'm purchasing in, the rates that I'm buying, etc. Depending on the product that you're buying, you might be doing this in just raw quantity and rate, or if it's an alcohol product like GNS and you're paying in LPA, that can also be set up as well, where you can pay charge by LPA as well. Once this purchase order is ready to be received in, you can then receive this through NetSuite, or you can receive this through our mobile warehouse management solution. We'll cover it in a separate session. But that will ultimately end up giving you an item receipt where you're confirming what's been received in this case 9 bags, confirming the detail for my batch number, which then the system will generate and it will attribute a GL impact to as well, because NetSuite and Bottle ERP at its core are a finance system as well. This gives us our brief overview of the items, the purchasing, etc. The final element to this is around your MRP, your demand and your supply chain, looking at the entire system and getting an overarching view of your supply, where it's falling short, where the demand is coming from, how that all links together, reorder points, preferred stock levels, minimum order quantities, having a system suggest actions and exceptions that you should be looking at doing. All this feeds from the planning workbench and the MRP engine. So I've brought up an example planning workbench for one of my products, my Whiskey 99 bottled. It's a finished product, but it takes multiple different components that we can take a look at as well. And we can have a look at each one of those components, the stock levels, what sort of supply is required, where the demand is coming from, etc. We can also look at this at a higher level. If we look at my bottled product, go to month view, we can see that we've got a forecast for this product, maybe a production forecast, maybe a sales forecast that we're looking to work towards. We can see if there's any actual sales orders in the system, see if we want to consume them, see where the demand is coming from as a whole. Is it other purchase orders? Is it sales orders? Is it work orders? Where is the demand coming from? Ultimately, leading us to the bottom section, taking into account safety stock levels, our current available balance, and what it looks like if we did nothing right now, we might potentially be ending it with. This then allows the system to generate various different transactions, purchase orders, work orders, transfer orders, depending on what we want to do. And we can take a look at an example of these, where we've said in this month we're going to need to have 5,000 bottles as set up here. We can then open up and see that actually we are going to have around 3,500, but there's not going to be enough for everything. So we can see that the system suggested various different work orders based on the parameters that have been set up. And each one of those parameters and each one of those work orders has its own components that go into it that will have its own lead time, will have stock levels, will have demand from other sources. And in this case, it has enough stock that it can use the on hand. But in some cases, you might find that actually the system's going to be suggesting a purchase order. But to get that purchase order in time, there's going to be a lead time, there's going to be a minimum order quantity, etc. And that all flows into it and allows it to connect together to give you that view. So actually, to get off and start with my production on the 1st of April, I should have started this entire process with my purchase order on the 10th of March to make sure that that came in time before the 30th of March so I could start my production. All built into the system seamlessly, using the information that's in there, using the component information, the production information, the sales information, etc., to generate that full view of the system to allow you to get your component management in one place. So that covers our brief session around component management as part of our grain to glass solution from Bottle ERP. Thank you for your time.